Hello, so in this video, we'll be discussing about the naive base implementation with Python, and particularly we'll be using the IMDB movie review classification. So this will be a detailed case study because it will be our first case study for any ML project. And so I like to spend maximum time in this so that we know what's the template for any machine learning project. So let's begin. So I'm just simply importing few libraries, especially NumPy and Pandas, and this will be simply straightforward. Now, what we are doing is uh, we are using the IMDB dataset. So you can just write Kaggle IMDB dataset, and you will get the movie reviews. So we have to take this one, which is 50,000 movies, and you have to just simply download, and it will be downloaded. Right. So I have already downloaded and kept it in the directory in which my this Jupyter notebook is. So I'll just simply read this, and you can see that we are just printing the head. So and 10. So you will see first 10 rows, and you can see there's simply some review which is given by the user and whether it's positive or negative. So this is really simple right now. And just to check some few other things, what are the data types and so on, we'll just simply write df.info, and we will get data type as object. So we have two columns, one is review, another is sentiment, and it's also the type is data frame. We know that pandas uses a data frame as the type. Now, of course, uh, like there will be, as it's a user given review, so there will be a lot of things that we have to take care of, right? Like spelling mistakes and simple shortcuts like chat words, like GN is good night, right? So there are so many things, and also there are other things which are not useful that user writes to predict whether it's positive or negative, right? So what we can do in such a case? So let's see that what we can do. So we'll do step by step. So firstly, we'll see that lower casing all the characters doesn't change its meaning, right? So what we'll do is just for our because uh, uppercase and lowercase are treated differently, right? In a computer, like because they both are having different ASCII code. So, but as a human, we know that the meaning doesn't change. So what we will do is first we'll lowercase all the characters. And firstly, as we have seen in the data type, that these are objects, right? So, but we need to convert them into string. So firstly, what we'll do is we will convert everything into string, because in string only we can perform this lower operation. On objects, we can't. So firstly, what we'll do, we'll take just the review column and convert everything into string, the entire column, data type as string, and then we will do lower. So you will see now that I'll just compare first one, that this was capital, right? Here you can see it's small now. So everything became lowercase now. Now, immediate thing you will notice is that there are some tags. These are called HTML tags, which are written in the angular bracket. So we don't need this, right? Because this won't play any important role in deciding whether it's positive review or negative review for a movie. So what we can do for that? So let's see what we can do. So let's first see how the some random reviews. So I'm just checking first one. Okay, so let's check the first one now. So you can see how it looks. So let me run this just to check in detail that how it looks. So you can see that there are some functions like, oh, wait, why this one is, wait, there's something wrong. I think let's restart from here. There is, I think the data frame is overwritten. I reran some cell, seems, or else I forgot to run this str.lower. So I'm just rerunning everything, and now let's see if it's working or not. Oh yes, it has lowered down everything. Now let's see if it's lowering it here as well or not. Yes, now it's working. Yeah, it is lowered. You can see there are some text like this, some text like this, right? And we have to remove all this. What we will do, simply we are using a regular expression. So some of you might know what regex is. So simply it's called regex. It's really simple. So you have to just tell that what's the pattern, and we will just substitute that pattern. So firstly, it's an inbuilt module in Python. So just we are importing RE. This is really simple. If it's scary, it's not. I'll assure you that. So we are just writing one function which takes text and we just take one pattern. So what does this mean is that this is like negation. So everything except like numbers and characters, A to Z and A to Z, capital and small, and the numbers. Everything except this, just replace it. So sub means substitute. So just replace or substitute it with the pattern and blank. So everything which except these things, that is this BR, slashes, any special characters, except the numbers and characters should be replaced with blank. So that's what it's being done. So we are just applying this on this particular column review. We are just simply using apply function, and we are giving the remove HTML tags as our function. What it will do, it will apply this function iteratively to all the rows. So all 50,000 rows it will apply, and we'll see how it looks. So firstly, let's apply. It's taking a while. So now let's see how it looks. Are we getting rid of some tags? Let's try to see that. Yes, you can see the BR. The BR is still there, but the tags, that is the angular brackets, are being removed, especially, right? So this is just another review if you want to check. Now, other things like punctuations, right? Like exclamations, question marks, and any other things, right? Brackets, and they all don't contribute much. What we can do, simply just remove all of them because they might be confusing for our analysis or sentiment and a prediction of positive or negative. So simply what we will do, remove punctuation with an empty string. So what we will do again, so there is inbuilt module string and time we are just considering just to check how much time it takes to remove this punctuation. It doesn't matter if we use it or not, but I'm just to show you that how long it takes. It depends on your CPU and GPU if you have any, so how powerful that is. But let's continue. So anything like this will be replaced with blank, simple. So what we have to exclude all this punctuation. So we are again writing function remove punctuation. So for if there any character is in exclude, right, then we will just simply replace this with blank, and we are good to go. So let's run it. I think I ran it already. I don't know. Let's try again. And we'll apply simply again the punctuation, and we are just noting down the time. So this will be start time and end time, and you will see how much it takes. It takes 0.67 seconds, which is not much, I guess, less than a second. It's doing for all 50,000 reviews. So we are just simply printing the first one, and you will see that everything is removed, all the punctuations. Let's try to compare if possible. Where is the punctuation mark? For example, you will or go, and then right, and there is a comma. Let's see if the comma is being removed or not. The comma is being removed after the right. So all the punctuations is being removed nicely, and you can check some other review as well. Now, other thing is about the chat word treatment. So what we have to do is, we know that especially we write GN for good night, right? So we as a human know, but how can an algorithm can know? And it's not possible. So what we have done is we have created a dictionary with E as the shortcut and value as its original form, right? So AFAIK is as far as I know, and so on. So let's try to run this first. And what we will do is simply write the chat word conversion function. So what we will do, we will first split the entire text into words. So this will be for each word in the entire sentence or text or paragraph. Firstly, what we'll do, we'll again do uppercase because all the keys here are uppercase. So if, because we converted everything to lowercase, right? But here we are assuming that our user will write all the shortcuts in uppercase, which might not be the case, but we are assuming that. So we just do uppercase, and if we'll see if any of the word in our sentence is in chat word, right, is in this dictionary. If it is, then what we'll do, we'll replace it with its value. So we'll just key the key, and it, what this will give us its value, right? And if it's not, then else we will just continue as it is. And at the end, what we'll do, we will join the entire new text. Okay, so this will be like, for example, we have a lot of words in a list, right, which are shortcuts. We have our its long form. So what we have to do, we have to just simply join all. So it this join is like just simply join all the elements of the list with space. Okay, here I'm just giving one space. You can see it's one space. So it's like joining all the characters of the list with just one space. So it will be like space, 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 and then will be where there will be space. ILY will be converted into I love you. So, but after that, there should be some space, right? So this space is being given here, and that's it. Okay, so this is how it works. Let's try to see. And this simply applies. Okay, and I don't know, I haven't checked it. So feel free to check if there are any chat words like this in all this 50,000. It's hard to check in 50,000. Right, so I haven't checked it, but just kept it for the example purpose that this can also be one of the pre-processing step, correct? So that can be your assignment to check simple things. So now we are taking text blob. So text blob is an module which here we are using for spelling correction, because we know that user doesn't write everything perfectly, right? So here it's user forgot love, it's not written, right? But as a human we know that it might be love, but how can we know? I think I forgot to run this cell. So it's complete about the text blob. So let's rerun everything again and see if it's working or not. Yes, so it's working, I guess. So this is also your assignment. This will be like the actual assignment that I would like to give. That just apply this spelling correction to all the 50,000 reviews. Simply, you have to use something like this as a hint, right? So now stop words. Now, as a human, we also know that words like the, a, are, is, for, when, all this doesn't contribute to the meaning of the word, right? So we are, for this purpose, we are using an NLTK corpus. So also this you have to install. So just simply use pip install NLTK, and you will be able to install it the same way like we installed this text block. So I already installed, that's why it's not complaining to me. And there is stop words list that we can get in English language. Okay, so here I'm writing English because we are just treating right now with the English language. And you will see all these are stop words, which doesn't contribute to the meaning of the sentence. They are just the grammatical thing, right? So simply what we are doing is here we are also appending BR. Okay, and why we are doing this? Because I mean there can be other way to treat BR as well, but you will see that BR is still there, right? It was the HTML tag, but it's still there. We haven't treated it. So what we'll do, we'll add it in the stop word, and then we will simply remove it, right? Considering it as a stop word. So we are just simply appending BR at the end of this list, and then we are again writing the same function, remove all the stop word, that whether if it's the word is present, if it's in the stop word, then replace it with okay blank, else continue with the same word. And then at the end, what we are doing, again we are taking X as the new text, and we are clearing the entire list, and then we are returning the join operation of the entire list. Okay, So this is we are doing because for every text we need the list to be emptied again, correct? So that's why we are doing this. So for every text we have to do this. So it's like for every row, okay, we remove the stop word of the first row, let's say, and then we saved it in X, and then at the end we are joining all the characters of the list, okay, with the blank. Okay, so let me show you the example here that this might not be clear at this point. For example, let's say X is my list that we are getting. So this means that we are copying entire list. Okay, new text that we got, we are copying everything. Okay, into X. So let's say our list is hi, I am Parth. Now what this will do, space join X, you will realize it quickly. It will return the string, of course, it won't return a list. And you can see that hi and this is being joined with a space, correct? This already had space, so it doesn't matter, but two elements. So all the elements, if we have n number of elements in this list X, they all will be joined. So that's what it's being done, correct? So all the words, one after the other, will be just joined. That's it. So that's how it works. Sorry for that. So let's try to apply this again. So again, we are using the apply function, stop word removal, and you will notice that all the stop words are being removed. So it's just still running this, it's taking a while, I guess. Perfect. So you can see off and the way is removed. If you focus, just one reviewer mentioned watching, and has is also removed. Okay. So even you can see A is removed, then this BR also got removed because we added in this stop word and so on. So I think this will come to this later after analyzing our results that why these things might be useful. Okay, so we'll see this later on. Now comes the very important part that we did something at least. So from our list that I mentioned, I think we did until this. Okay, emojis can also be treated, but it's not that important as of now. We'll not go to it's a little bit complex, okay, for new learners. But we'll see this three things, which these are really important, and we will learn this fundamental topics in natural language processing with the example of this case study of IMDb movie review classification. So my next task is to do bag of words technique. So what bag of words means and what is the need of it? Let me try to motivate and then stop this video. So after pre-processing, let's say we are having now the reviews with a lot of things being changed. So we removed stop word, we removed punctuations, tags, URLs, anything that we had. A lot of things are removed, but still the question remains is, let me write that the question still remains that how, sorry, let's change the color. So the question still remains is how can we convert this text into a form that can be understood by computers, because such a text is being understood by humans because we know the language as the evolution, right? We had the language that are also evolved. There are a lot of languages, so human knows that, but how A computer can know that. And one simple answer is, everyone knows that we need to convert into numbers. Then and only then it's possible. If we convert this into numbers, then only it's possible to, right, do something with this text. And now you might ask how it's possible to convert anything to numbers. And there comes the approach, bag of words. So what we will do is that we'll convert this into a number, and specifically vector. Okay, or you can write it as in tensor, but let's call it vector. So we'll convert this into a vector so that we can do some operations on it, mathematical operations. So after we convert anything to a vector or matrix or anything, right? So we can do all the operations that we do on a vector or on a matrix or on a tensor, right? Dot product or anything. We can plot them, like vector can be plotted, right? So we can see its magnitude, direction, everything. And leveraging such a property can help to distinguish, okay, whether the review is positive or negative. So that's the brief motivation, or you can say hint, to pursue this lecture further. Okay, so let's see that how it goes in next lecture, and stay tuned and keep learning. Thank you.